Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? How is everybody? Geez, Carla, welcome. Thank you for the sub. Thanks for making the big move from Twitch to YouTube with me. We're on that comics grind again today. I'm hyped about it. I got 2 pages penciled and a page and a half inked on Saturday. So kind of a big jump. Let me just get all my trackers open here so we can update things. I made some totally buck wild like pie chart things. Well, my partner made them for me. To track the comic progress because I need it to be visual so I can tell what the hell's going on. Working pretty good so far. So I spent the weekend, other than working on comics on Saturday, I spent the weekend playing with those Posca pens and knitting and just hanging out. We did a little bit of a grocery run and got a whole bunch more snacks. That's always my favorite part of the groceries is what new snacks did I get? It's a present for future me from past me. What groceries did you order yourself? How many good new snacks did you get? So spazzy. All right, we are gonna go ahead and get started on this page. I'm just starting with pencils because I want to like warm up a little bit and then we'll move over to inking. These are pretty good though, like these thumbnails actually turned out pretty okay. Or at least like they're at least readable, like they're not too bad. How was you guys' weekend? What were you up to? Did you do anything fun? You guys Christmas shopping yet? That's like one thing I can't wrap my brain around that every November is like, it's time to Christmas shop. And I'm like, no, it's time for Halloween shopping. I do not wish to Christmas. I feel like this spooky comic is my way of just trying to carry it over. I'm just trying to continue Halloween. Devin! You did it to me again. I even bolded an italics to the like. It's on YouTube. Sorry, Devin. Listen, you made it over here in a record-breaking 5 minutes, so we're improving, I feel like. I didn't even look at the announcement. Oh, I'm sorry I've buggered your routine. That's always frustrating. I thought about it. I thought about just streaming on Twitch this morning, but it's like, it's honestly just like there isn't any way for my channel to grow over there except for to make content on other platforms. And if I'm already making content on other platforms, why not just make content on those platforms and live stream on those same platforms? So I don't know. It's all good. I'm here now. Spooky comic time. Yeah, for real. I set this goal for myself to get 100 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. Probably a little bit unattainable for how much work I put into the YouTube, which was like, didn't really start putting time into that until like August. So it's a little bit of like a late start goal. So I'm definitely not gonna make it, but it was kind of one of those things where I was making content for YouTube, but I was spending so much time on Twitch, making content on Twitch that couldn't really be moved over. It kind of can. I can record the VODs. But yeah, so this is also in service to like what's left of that goal. I realize fully that like we're not gonna hit it, but I'm still gonna do my best. Still gonna do the best that I can at the time. I think I wanted this to be kind of like a wood panel trap door thing. Pencils is such a weird part of this process. Because you kind of have to like stop and think about like where things are going from the thumbnail. At least it like breaks it down into single panels, which is nice. It feels so strange to me because normally when I'm doing illustrations, I kind of have like a thumbnail and then I'll just dive right into like digital painting or lining. Like I kind of just work all that stuff out in the inks. But here where I'm trying to tell a concurrent story, it's like a different whole process. It's kind of weird. Oh, I should probably also have I should have my model sheet up. That's like a really good idea, right? I should have the model sheet for the character that I'm currently drawing on the board. That would be good, I feel like. Consistent. Yeah, you gotta keep one model. Yeah. A model sheet that exists already that I should be looking at. I can't remember what the face was. Oh, I didn't even plan a face. Great, good job, me. Some of these panels, I was like, this is what I want the basic movement to be, and like I didn't really even process what the character was expressing. Determination. I feel like that's Vesper's default mode. I'm so crap at keeping things on model. Oh my god. Some very talented comic artists who work from the roughest pencil sketches. For me, it's the equivalent of, well, we'll fix it in post, which never works out. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Good morning, Nate. How are you? I don't do good with we'll fix it in post. I don't have any idea what's going on in post is the problem. I'm doing good. I may or may not have spent another 20 bucks on Posca markers though, which I kind of told myself I wasn't gonna do. They're just so fun, and it's been so long since any kind of traditional art supply even sparked any interest. I was like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and buy a bunch more of those. There's a pastel colored set in my defense. It wasn't my fault. Amazon recommended the pastel set, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna need that. The markers, they're too fun. Sounds about right. Yeah. Posca paintings on VHS tapes? Oh my god, are they on Instagram? Can you send it to me? I would love to see that. That sounds so cute. Yeah. No, always, you can always send me cool artists. I am always so hyped to see other people creating and killing it. That's one of my very favorite things ever. VHSs though, that sounds so good. Do they thrift them? Where are they getting the VHS tapes? Just kind of like personal collection? Yeah. I feel like this elbow's not making much sense. I was trying to make her have like little chubby arms, and that's fine, that works. It just like, you also have to make it make sense. Is that on model? I think her arms are shorter than that. Thrifted seems like a reasonable assumption. Do they theme them at all? Like, are they like, if it's a Lion King VHS, is it a Lion King painting, or is it just kind of like whatever goes? Either way, very cool project. I feel like the perspective of that is really messed up. I'm actually positive that it is. I'm trying to determine whether it's worth the time to fix it. Because sometimes it just isn't. Mush Monster! I am. I'm focusing on YouTube. You think they're themed on what's on the tape? Yeah. Mush, I just have been feeling really uncomfortable on Twitch lately. And we checked the like art Twitch tracker the other day, and it just was like the number of streamers has risen and the number of viewers is like drastically dropping. I'm not sure if that's a function of like a few places the quarantines have been lifted and like people are able to go out a little bit more. I'm not sure what the deal is. The whole thing with the hotspots and the hack and Twitch just being overall kind of not transparent about what the processes are. But I need to turn in my teeth. It's okay, Nate. I got you. We're gonna figure something out, okay? Your teeth will not be lost. I wouldn't do you like that. I know you've been saving. So the idea was grow the YouTube channel, have a different little place to stream for a little while, see if Twitch kind of recovers, or if that platform is just sort of like it's kind of lost the trust of its like user base. I want them to get the hotspots thing figured out too. We didn't ever get hit really hard, but that's still just really scary to me. Plus, I was already focusing on making content for YouTube, and so I don't know. It's super good for the YouTube algorithm to see you kind of live streaming over here. We're just trying it. Yeah, I know. I know you gotta tease me about it. That's fair. All of that is not to say that I discourage anyone from streaming on Twitch. It has an amazing community over there. There are amazing people, and I genuinely do love the culture. And I have a lot of friends, including Mush, who stream on Twitch. And I think it's a very valuable place to build community and spread your wings as an artist. I think that that's really, really cool. I gotta do me though. And this is kind of where I'm feeling comfy at the moment. So that's what we're gonna do. I know, it's only because you care. Why else do people tease people? Just kidding. Bullying is not a joke. Nate, if anyone ever bullies you, make sure you tell an adult. These inks are going a lot faster than they were on Saturday. I wonder if I just got some like really hard pages that had really crappy thumbnails. It's possible. I did myself kind of dirty with the thumbnails a little bit. Also, I really wanted to incorporate like weird, dorky, like vintage comic onomatopoeia into this because I love it. It's one of my very favorite things. Then I have to find an adultier adult, right? That's a vibe. Okay, so like I did something super stupid with this comic, and I designed a bunch of these sets that have like a warped perspective. Like this room is like circular, like the top of a lighthouse. And I get to like the part where I'm actually sketching the panel out and I'm like, oh, you dumbass. Why didn't you just use 1 point perspective like a normal person? Why did you do this? Why are you like this? So bad. Let's see. Perspective ruler. Just like, great job, Marina. Great job. We definitely needed that. That was definitely gonna make things easier. I know what you mean. I wish Twitch would have better processes for dealing with users' submitted issues at the very least. Yeah. I do plan to bounce around in categories. So that's the thing. If you're not looking to stream art and only art, Twitch is perfect. because there's a whole just chatting category. There's a bunch of gaming categories. Like, I think I would still stream Gardic Phone over on Twitch because they do prioritize the gaming stuff a lot higher. So where I'm doing mostly art, I feel like YouTube is going to be better for me to be able to grow this channel than Twitch would be. I think Twitch does prioritize people who are, like, it prioritizes recommendations for people who are utilizing the platform kind of the way they want. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I get the feeling you like to push yourself and it generally nets better results than playing it safe. I do push myself. I do push myself like pretty hard. So warped perspective is one of those things that's like, I suck at perspective, so like let's do the hardest perspective possible. Because then after I fail a couple of times at that, and then I get a couple that like look halfway decent, then I eventually get one that's like kind of good. And then anything below that, like I always am shooting for like the highest, the hardest mode. Like I'm playing on like Doom mode on everything, and then and then when I try to play like level 1 and do like a regular ass 1-point perspective, it's not even a problem. The same applies to my journey in streaming. We're trying for elite. I don't know why. So we started watching Doctor Who again. Are you guys Who fans? I wanted to watch the new Doctor stuff, but it had been so long and we missed so much of the Peter Capaldi stuff. Yeah, go hard or go home. I should take lessons from you. Yeah, go hard or go home is like, it's kind of a huge part of my creative practice. Like the Posca pens. Like, I don't know how to use those suckers. So like, see how that line is just completely not. What are we even doing here? It's okay. We're gonna fix it. We got this. Right? What's hard is like, there's not really a way to get these in here without, like they're like too flat. I might just have to freehand those. Womp womp. John Hart as the War Doctor, right? Huge Tom Baker era Doctor Who fan. Nice. Because that's what you grew up with? Yeah. So I came in when they had Eccleston, the reboot Doctor, the first reboot Doctor. I think you warping the perspective though, like we spitballed, is perfect for this comic style though. Yes, exactly. So like I am gonna come back in here now that I've got my I want it to feel a little uneasy and kind of creepy. So I think that's kind of what my aim was here. And now that we've got like the table perspective done, I'll probably just fake the rest of this. I actually did get a photo of the interior of a lighthouse and I kind of used that as reference and like traced over the perspective lines for that. some reason that's just like a really weird hard angle for me to hit. Weird flattish curve. Who knows why. All right. And then we're gonna grab our line brush. I'm packing a bunch of the like expanded MCollings Art brush catalog for the patrons today. I'm kind of hyped about that. I think I'm gonna put this like pencil liner brush in there. I adapted it from somebody else's custom brush, but it matches the texture of my already existing pencil brush, so it's kind of like, I'm definitely gonna put a little note in there like where I got the original from. Yeah, the fact that the Doctor regenerated as a woman is just kind of like, yes. HBO Max has it right now. Has like the whole reboot series. We made it up to Matt Smith. Is that who the bow tie doctor is? We made it up to Matt Smith this weekend. We did not start at the beginning. We started like midway through the David Tennant days. And I was just kind of like reminded how good of a storyteller Stephen Moffat is. Like the stakes are never uncomfortably like high, but it is like just very, very good storytelling. Yeah, of course it's not something you don't have. Isn't that the way? Streaming services are honestly kind of the worst sometimes. I haven't seen post Matt Smith. So I haven't really either, and it's because I was just like, I don't really like the new old Doctor, the Peter Capaldi Doctor. I watched a couple of those episodes and was just like, I'm not jiving with this. We're not syncing up here. I'm missing something. I also didn't really love like the new companion that they added after the pawns. The pawns kind of like shattered my heart into 1,000 tiny little pieces, and I couldn't recover from that. So I just kind of bailed on the whole show. We did watch the Weeping Angel one last night though, and I was like, oh, this is so creepy. Hey Jake, good morning. How are ya? When he was announced, I was thrilled because I'd gone on a rant how they kept making the Doctor younger and younger. Yeah. I feel like they were trying to appeal to a specific audience, but also Matt Smith was pretty good. There were a couple of moments where I was like, actually, he's delivering this performance like perfectly. That first episode with him, with like the prisoner Zero has escaped, was like kind of brilliant, honestly. He through the episode kind of evolved like past like spazzy, like new body Doctor to like fully fledged like planet protection. It was good. I liked it. It was a good performance. I need some reference of Tesla coils. Seems like a weird thing to look up reference for, right? Doing okay, pretty tired. Getting stuff done. Good. I'm sorry you're tired, but getting stuff done is amazing. Matt Smith season had weird sexual energy with the companion. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. It got weird for a minute, and then they brought her fiance along and it got less weird. I thought I had reference of Tesla coils already. Did I toss it? I would. I'm always throwing things away. But I shouldn't be throwing away. Except for the things that I should throw away, and I keep those forever. We found out yesterday that I had lost my very favorite sweet roll recipe ever for like cinnamon rolls. It was something that I got 2 years ago when I was working in IT from one of the people I worked with, and I had it in a text message and like hadn't copied it out, I guess, for some reason, and now it's gone. That's a funny way to figure out that your Samsung phone automatically deletes text messages after 2 years. All right, Tesla coils. I think I was looking at like something like this. I feel like I'm gonna need to figure out a wire brush, like a brush that makes like a wire coil, because I have to draw these Tesla coils so many times. It seems I have made myself a tiny nightmare in my my settings. That's good. My background setting. I know, I said I thought I had is the thing. And then it turned out I hadn't. Honestly, a tragedy. Basically, I have resolved myself that the recipe's gone, and so now I'm just trying to find a new one. I think I found one. It's basically like a Hokkaido milk bread, but in a cinnamon roll form. But yeah, I agree. I definitely should have sent that to myself in an email. Failure. So what are you guys up to this week? Does anybody have any cool plans? Is anybody doing anything fun? I will be working on this comic forever. Brando thinks that I'm gonna have this done by the end of December like I wanted to. I think that that is almost impossible. We'll see though. I think there's just like a lot of, there's so many little tasks left to getting it done. That it feels like not possible to me, but it might still be. We'll have to see. I feel like we need a light source up here. I don't know, maybe we're just backlit from the windows. That would also make sense. Creepy chandelier. That's a pretty good idea. Or lit from the Tesla coils. Yeah. Going out of town with your mom. Yeah. Yeah. Yay, medical stuff. Yeah, it'll be fine. Do more sketching. Do you take your art stuff on the road with you? I think we'll probably test a couple of lighting effects, and I can always ink in another layer and add a chandelier or a light source of some kind after the fact. I want to see what it looks like with just the windows though, so we'll try that. I do think that these need some kind of framing. I think we need to be able to tell that these are set into a wall of some kind. Give us like a little bit more depth there. I also think maybe if this wasn't even like crazy enough, let's put bricks in here because that never complicates things, right? What did I just tell you guys about Doom mode? You have a messenger bag that you got loaded up with your travel kit. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say fountain pens lend themselves extremely well to like road trips, I feel. Also, I feel like a lot of the time when I'm out of town, there's a lot of like waiting. There's a lot of waiting for things, whether it's planes, trains, bus stops, other people to get ready for things. I feel like there's just always waiting. Okay, that looks fully fleshed out. I think next panel. Oh good, the bottom two are super easy. Yes! I will note, don't bring bottled ink. Yeah, I wouldn't think bottled ink would be particularly road friendly. Pencils hold a decent amount of ink. Yeah, yeah. They only leaked in a Ziploc bag at least. Yeah, that's good. That could have been worse, for sure. I've really only traveled with a bottle of ink once. We went to Chicago for an art trip when I was in college, and we went to a bunch of museums, and they had like a giant Blick store or a Utrecht or something, like a giant art supply store. And I bought my very first bottle of what is it called? What's the brand? It's let me grab it. So it's Dr. P.H. Martin's concentrated watercolor. And it's in like a teeny tiny little bottle, like half an ounce. And I was terrified because we stayed in a hotel the whole time and I didn't have any Ziplocs. And I was like, if this explodes in my luggage, I'm gonna flip out. Yeah, it is literally called Radiant Concentrated Watercolor. It's bonkers. Good quality Ziploc helps too. Yeah. Oh, good quality bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Something that has like a good cross strap that's not gonna cut into your shoulder. How do you like it? It looks neat, but I already have too much supplies as it is. Yeah, it's fair. I like it for specific things. If there's a color that you mix a ton of in your watercolor set, I would buy it in the Dr. P.H. Martin's concentrated watercolor. Like, I got a pumpkin because I'm always mixing pumpkin colored watercolor, and it's just kind of a bitch to mix that in in traditional watercolor colors, because you have to kind of have like a cadmium red and also a magenta and also like a hot yellow, not like a cool yellow, so that it mixes correctly, and then you have to add some brown, and it's always just kind of like a guessing game. So I got the pumpkin because it was like already a pumpkin shade. It's a one-step process. Kind of saves me from that. I would not exclusively use it. I would use it as like an additional watercolor. I don't think you can replace your whole watercolor kit with concentrated watercolor. It's too hyphy. It doesn't really takes forever to dry down because it's so liquid. I hate mixing any color that involves yellow. So like pumpkin and purple are my like two least favorite. I suck at mixing purple. I finally figured out why a couple of years ago. It turns out all of my like my tones were mismatched. So I was using like a warm red and a cool blue instead of a a cool red and a cool blue and a warm red and a warm blue. So like you either get plum or you get kind of a royal purple if you match your tones. And if you mismatch your tones, you get a weird muddy mauve-y color in the middle. It was so frustrating to me for the longest time because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it like bright, like why I wasn't getting like a nice lavender. And I was just getting these like muddy ass, like mauve-y, disgusting. And so I would like add more red and then it would just turn into kind of like a dusty rose. It was frustrating. I did eventually figure out what was going on. What color do you hate mixing, Devin? You couldn't mixing, but it's hard, yeah, to be consistent. Yeah, for sure. I've added way more colors to my palette since, but I based the colors I bought. What was really skilled? Yeah. So you can basically get by with like a warm yellow, a warm red, a cool red, and a cool blue, I think, and then like a couple, like a brown is like a good addition, but you can kind of mix a brown. Watercolors are so weird. They're totally different from like oils and acrylics because of the transparency. It just kind of gets you like a weird, like the color table's a little messed up, if that makes sense. I got a set of Schmincke Holbein watercolors. How many years ago? That would have been a lot of years ago. Let's figure it out. Like 14 years ago, and I've replaced the white twice because I'm one of those like plebs that uses white in their watercolor practice. I need my pastels, okay? And I have switched out a couple of the colors to the point where I ended up with like a secondary mini kit of them. But like those suckers have lasted forever. They're so flippin' pigmented. I love it. I think the next thing that I want to try after the Posca markers might be getting back into gouache. That's one thing that like I don't think I went far enough on that. They tend to blend in weird ways. Yeah, they totally do. It's so weird. The transparency affects them in like such a strange way. Wow, these panels are gonna take no time. I'm hyped because that one big panel is like kind of a nightmare. A good nightmare, but still a nightmare. I want to learn gouache so bad. I took a painting class because the teacher said she could teach me, but she lied. Oh no. Man, have you looked on Udemy? Is there any Udemy courses on gouache? I specifically am kind of obsessed with that jelly gouache. Have you guys seen those? I love to watch unboxings of that jelly gouache where people like unpackage each of the little individual like looks like candy. I just want to play with that stuff and it's not that expensive. I love art toys. I feel like all art supplies are just toys. Vucky, welcome! How are you? How's your day going? How's your Monday? Nope, you haven't tried the jelly gouaches. Have you seen, do you know what I mean though? The little pre-packed capsule gouaches. Jelly gouache, I know, right? I'm doing okay. It is definitely, we're definitely here, and it's definitely Monday. If you pick up what I'm laying down. I'm definitely feeling it. I'm feeling the Monday. Okay, we need to make a decision here if this little pumpkin head guy, Gordy, as he has been affectionately named by chat, if he is going to have sewn on eyes or cut in eyes. Because he's kind of like a little pumpkin guy. Initially, I was thinking he would be kind of like a plushie though. Like he'd be like a stuffed animal kind of texture. So I'm trying to decide, do we do something like this? Where his eyes are kind of cut out? Or do we go with the original plan and have them be kind of like stitched on circles? I think I almost like that better. Which one is more horrifying? That's a fair note, honestly. I feel like the stitched on makes more sense. So that's probably what we'll go with. Makes more sense for the story because there is a bit where she sews some stuff into his like body cavity. Wahahaha. Creepy comics. Make one hollow and with no stitch and make the other one not. What if we do... What about this? What if we fold back part of this one? Where the stitches have come loose and there's just kind of like a hole. That might be kind of cool. Indicating that like these are stitched over some little empty blank holes. I kind of like that. Guys, that's a whole page. We penciled a whole page. Hello? That's the wrong thing. All right. Also, you are very Halloween themed. That's my brand. Everything is Halloween themed. I just decided I don't want to pencil this page right now. This is like, okay, this is an icky one that I did like a really, really crap job. Let's see if we can see it. So I did a really crap job thumbnailing this. Like this looks like trash. So I'm gonna have to go back and like get the script notes. I'm gonna go get the script notes for this one. So we're gonna skip that page. I don't want to work on that right now. That seems bad. Seems bad, man. Do not want. Not interested. BRB. Okay, see you in a minute, Jink. It's probably dog times. Jink probably has to take his puppy out. So I think there was yep, there we go. Okay. I'm like, why am I feeling like there was speech bubbles right here? Because there was speech bubbles right here. That's why. Vucky, are you coming over from Twitch, or did you find us on YouTube? If you don't mind me asking. You do not have to reply. We're trying, I'm streaming on YouTube for the 3rd time. Kind of something new I'm trying. Get a little bit more reach. Found you on YouTube. Awesome. Very cool. Well, welcome on in. I am a traditionally trained artist who went digital last year during the Panini. I'm happy always to answer questions. We routinely stop the stream and do kind of like mini tutorials. So if you got digital art questions, traditional art questions, hit me up. Also, totally valid if you are here to vibe. I totally get that. Okay, so we have a couple more speech bubbles here, and then we can start penciling this page. And then I'm gonna jump back to page 3 where we are currently inking. And we'll get back to that. I'm really getting excited because like the pages are actually looking pretty good. I know I shouldn't be totally shocked by that, but I kind of am. Aw, thanks, Nate. Oh, no problem. Listen. Thanks for saying hi anyway. Thanks for dropping by and you know, hanging out, doing that view. Also, haircut day, amazing. We love it. Hopefully it goes flawlessly and you end up with exactly what you wanted, because that's always the best. If you're feeling up to talking, chatting, whatever, I would love to hear what kind of art you do, since you mentioned you would draw along. We have a couple of artists in chat also that do digital art and traditional ink and paper and watercolor. Devin, I think you do like a ton of different stuff like me, like kind of a style chameleon. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Okay, there's like one thing that's really messing me up with this model that I set up for myself. She has like these very small arms, and they don't really work with like, I mean, they do work. They're just kind of like a challenge to get set up. Digital on a phone with a stylus. Nice! Very cool. What program are you using? I played with, I think it was Autodesk Sketchbook on my phone for a while. I had a phone that had one of those like built-in styluses for a hot second. And that was actually really fun. It was very cool to be able to just kind of take it on the go and just have it for like breaks at work and stuff. I would just sit in the break room and kind of like doodle on my phone. Ibis Paint X. Okay, cool. I don't think I've ever played with that one. Do you like it? I'm gonna Google what it looks like really quick. Okay, so it has layers, and it has a color set and a color picker, and then it has like a set of tools. I'm guessing you have several different brushes, or at least brush settings within the brush category. Very cool. That looks awesome. I have a really hard time drawing on my phone. I wish I didn't. I switched to an iPad with Clip Studio a while ago. It's just like a refurbished 2018 iPad with like the Apple Pencil 1. Clip Studio is subscription on the iPad, which is annoying. It's what I know how to use. That actually is so valid. Sometimes it's about what you're familiar with and not like what the best tool for the task would be. Very fair. I feel that on a deep level. Hey Jank, welcome back. You got a Surface Pro because you don't like Apple's file handling. Apple's file handling is a low-key nightmare on a daily. I will say the one saving grace of that is I really love the Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil is kind of a beast. Like, I would almost say the Apple Pencil is better than my fancy Huion tablet. Just because the weight feels more natural to me. It feels more like it feels in my hand more like a normal pencil or a good quality pen would feel. And the like Huion pencil, I know why they did it. It's like kind of light for me though. They did it to reduce like fatigue over time, which I appreciate. It just doesn't feel quite like, I don't know, it doesn't feel weighty enough to feel like a drawing implement to me. 100% with you on the Apple Pencil. Yeah. It's probably the best stylus out there. There is like, even with the glass, there is a surprisingly tiny amount of parallaxing that happens with the Apple Pencil. It is ridiculous. I have never, not even for a minute, lost like tracking, like the stylus to cursor tracking on the Apple Pencil is as perfect as I think you can get. It's made it hard to save stuff locally. Yeah. Did you get Windows 11? Did they make changes to the file system? Because, like, that's a nightmare. I really hate when they do that. When I got my iPad, we ended up just setting up a RAID network drive. So I basically just save everything to the net drive over Wi-Fi. Because I don't want to mess with, like, I don't want to do Google Drive. I don't want to save all my files to an Apple Cloud. It does mean that, like, if I'm working on something on the net drive and we go somewhere, I have to download it first. But I'm pretty careful about doing that, so it so far hasn't been too much of a problem. Dropbox is decent, but a little clunky. Yeah, that's fair. Looks like they're making Windows into more of a Mac OS, and it's like, bro, yeah, for real. There's a reason we're using Windows, and this is not it. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. The, like, middle-oriented taskbar, I just can't get into it. I'm like, why is it? Also, the fact that you have to have your TPM activated, and if you don't have one, you're ineligible for Windows 11 is like, you guys are joking me, right? It's a desktop. I don't need a TPM. Get out. And with that, with the words Windows 11, we have unintentionally summoned Tech Rage Marina. Some people's very favorite Marina. Yeah, your motherboard didn't come with a TPM, but one can be added. I just like, why though? So stupid that they're phasing out the Surface 3. That is the dumbest. They made the same bullshit assumption with Windows 8 that everyone was working from a smaller or mobile device. Yeah, it's like, no, man, we're in desktop mode. Like, why every time? Why do you do this every time? Shoot yourself in the foot. It's like a 7-year-old device. It's still, yeah, it does feel wasteful. I'm not down for like the fast fashion version of technology that we're doing right now. The thing where you have to buy a new Apple iPhone every like 6 months or something. No, come on. Make things last. Stop making them like planned obsolescence is so wasteful and stupid. Especially with like YouTube, Skillshare, Udemy. You can figure out how to fix a PC. It's not even that hard. Most of the parts are modular now. The only thing that's like the stupidest is like new motherboard life is not fun. It's getting beyond ridiculous. Yeah, agree. 1000% agree. All right, I need my reference for these little Objects. I'm not sure what this was supposed to be. Shoot. Alright, we're gonna have to go find the script anyway. That's annoying. Here I was thinking I was gonna get to avoid that. Guess not, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's like such a weird... I did like your floating tower. It's very cool. It's a very cool floating tower. Page is this? Page 10? There we go. Catnip, desiccated fish. Okay, so I'm guessing this is supposed to be the catnip. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. Sick. I'm glad we have 18 levels of like back, like leveled back. What do I even call that? Like process support? Like I've kind of like supported my own, my own crazy. My own ability to completely lose track of the plot. So we've got the script still, we've got the original script still, we've got the thumbnails still, we've got like everything. Everything gets saved. Everything gets saved because rework is my least favorite thing. I hate having to rework things. So annoying. What's a plot, and how did I end up in a shoe store in Arkansas when I was intending to go on a hero's journey? Maybe this shoe store in Arkansas is your hero's journey. Oh, okay. Catnip plant looks like mint. For anybody who was wondering. For anyone with a vested interest in what the plants being accurate in this comic should look like. Here's the thing. I really love drawing botanicals. Like, I feel like if I had lived in the Victorian era, I'd be kind of like one of those, like, lady painters who does botanical, like, plates or books. I think that would have suited me pretty well. Botanicals are just fun. I used to hate it, but now I think it's awesome. Especially like stylized botanicals. It's like botanicals that look like they're in like a tattoo style and stuff like that. Chrysanthemums specifically, amazing to draw. bringing a new balance into the force. Oh, New Balance. I'd definitely be a botany illustrator if I was in the Victorian era. Same, right? But like you would be like fungus focused, I feel. You would spend a lot of time tying up your mini skirts and petticoats to crawl down in like caves and do little travel watercolor paintings of fungus. That actually sounds nice. You've got me, lol. Good. Great news. I feel like I would also be one of those like Victorian ladies that just like steals dude pants, like trousers and like waistcoats and stuff like that, and people would be scandalized and think I was a witch because I was wearing pants. Right, what does a sardine look like? Gross. You did a stylized gladiola that your ex got tattooed on her arm. Cool. Now we don't talk and I secretly hope her arm falls off. No. Oh no. That poor gladiola tattoo just stuck in the middle. These are pretty though. You'd probably accidentally invent cargo trousers and be ousted from the kingdom for being too practical. But like think about the waxed canvas bags with like, or like the boxes that have like waxed canvas like pouches and leatherwork straps and like, I don't know, aesthetically I just feel like there's like a greenhouse somewhere that's missing its like crazy person. It's me. I'm the missing crazy person. Like little seed packets made of like handmade paper that have like fancy calligraphy, like Latin names scrawled across them, and they're full of like dried seeds that I've like kept from my garden. My life's work would be discovering the mysterious world of phosphorescence and fungi. See, there's your manuscript title even. Mush, what the heck? Those kind of bags are incredible. I know. And like the plein air painting boxes that have like all of the slots for little tiny canvases. Dying in a gutter somewhere. Okay, listen. To be fair, a lot of us would be dead or dying in a gutter, okay? This is a romanticized version of the Victorian era in which everything is beautiful and is etching plate botanicals. I fully realize this is not actual, like, this is not accurate. I would totally buy that book, right? I'm on the same page. I think my fascination with those kind of like that aesthetic comes from, as a little kid I had a lot of books like the Dragon Encyclopedia, the Spiderwick Chronicles, if you guys have seen the Spiderwick Chronicles art book. Like a lot of books that are sort of like fantasy encyclopedias. An idle rich dandy who's eventually driven mad and dies. syphilis because of all the secretive philandering. Devin! That's amazing and awful. Oh no. I respect your choice to be a rich dandy, though. So intense. I feel like we would all scandalously gossip about you too. Get tuberculosis from your lover and die tragically in your 30s. I feel like 30s is pretty old for the Victorian era, not gonna lie. That book would be your life's work despite your wasting sickness. Oh my god. You guys. The drama. You read a lot of Oscar Wilde and Arthur Rimbaud as a kid? That seems like pretty heavy reading for a kid. Okay. Sardine, but make it make sense. Okay, I feel like these need to be bigger. There we go. Those were just really small in the frame for some reason. You could be a banshee. Yes, you could. That would be dope. You're 18 when you perished? Oh no, you didn't have enough time to finish your book. Unless you spent like 15 years from the age of 3. We were a child prodigy. Mush. Dead and gone, but they lived such a rich life. Tragic demise. Your tragic demise urgently foretold to your poor widower father as he held an infant in his arms after the tragic death of his lady wife. Stupid. Amazing. I love collective storytelling. Collective storytelling is like such a good like it's always so entertaining. It was a scandal. Yeah, he was 24. The scandal shook the tiny town. The church group all forbade their children from talking to you forever, Mush. Welcome back, Bucky. Was that the haircut? That was quick. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so we need a little, I don't think I did a stick model of Vesper. Let's see if I can figure that out really quick. We need this. We need the model sheet. And we need the front-facing one. Okay. I forgot to work out how this like tiny and weirdly proportioned body kind of works. So I'm doing like a, I don't know, like a reverse, I don't even know what to call it. Reverse design on the model here, on the model sheet. Just because I kind of need to figure out how the whole like rib cage spine thing works, because I didn't do it beforehand, so I gotta do it now. That's too big. Can't find your scissors. Oh no! Skella Vesper. I know, right? "20 years younger than any of the other suitors who wanted to buy me with my dowry." Oh no. The scandal. You guys are hilarious. So, Mush, when is the graphic novel of your biography of you being a Victorian painter coming out? Just wanted her to be an invertebrate. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my goodness, he finally came, huh? Nice. Kind of has a big meeting this week. Well, tell him I said hello. Welcome to the States. I hope he gets some barbecue. Take him to R&R. Oh, I forgot the feet on this one. No! Alright, now that we got our Skelevesper done here, let's fill this background in so I can actually see what the hell I'm looking at. No, Matt. Oh, man. It's due time, Ghoul. In due time. Okay, yeah. That's fair. I feel like that would be the most amazing graphic novel ever. I'm actually going to probably call this Skelevesper, because that's actually hilarious. Vesper. So basically, when I'm writing, I go through a thesaurus to try to find names for things. And it kind of just came about because it's sort of a thesaurus analog term for like evening, dusk. I can't remember exactly what my like search term was that got me there. I just liked it. I thought it fit well. All right, now that we have our skelly done, I can use that to kind of reference how this is going to come together. I think that's still too big because she's like she's 2.5 heads tall, so her head is like 1.5 times her body. No, hang on, that's wrong. Her body is 1.25 times her head because she's 1.25, 2.25. I don't know. Anyway, so her total height is 2.25 heads, and then one of those heads is taken up by her actual head. If that makes any sense at all. You guys are like, no, that is madness. We have absolutely no idea what you were talking about. Fair. Honestly, fair. And same? I also don't know what I'm talking about. So I think this is probably chalk, and she's drawing some kind of summoning circle here. What is this speech bubble supposed to be? Okay, so tier 2. Some kind of chanting, it looks like. Interesting. It looks like a lightning bolt. The speech bubble? Oh, like a little cloud doing like a lightning? Yeah. It kind of does, doesn't it? I'm okay with that. That's good. I'm just realizing no one sits like that. I did end up giving her a neck though, which is kind of like a... She was kind of like a... She kind of didn't have a neck. I feel like that's still... She's still too tall. Well, we'll draw it out the way it stands, and if we need to fix it, we can. What a cool, like, shape that foot turned out to be. I love this pencil. This freaking chisel tip pencil. So good. Natalie, hello, good morning. How are you? Welcome. How is your Monday going? How Monday is your Monday? stuff like this, like I have to stop and do like the little Skella Vesper. And then it just starts to come together and it like even looks like the character. And I just kind of like vibe out. It's like so good. This is my favorite part of drawing. I love when it just like happens. Whether due to like inspiration or preparation. Pretty good, still waking up. It's almost 1 p.m. A very Monday. You. Yeah, I'm having a pretty Monday myself. It's kind of one of those like, I don't want to work on my comic. I just wanted to do Posca painting. Posca paint pen times. But I don't have like a traditional art setup, so I can't just do Posca with you guys on stream. I wish I could. Does Vesper have a headcanon voice? I haven't thought about it. She's supposed to be kind of young. So it would probably be kind of like, I'm imagining something kind of like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So she probably has kind of like a surprisingly gruff little voice for such a small, like, little human. Billy and Mandy is one of your favorites from back in the day. So absurd. I love Billy and Mandy. Billy and Mandy is incredible. You wanted to list some items on Mercari and finish Christmas shopping today. We'll see. Right? Gaz from Invader Zim. Gaz from Invader Zim is like very good. I feel like that's a trope. It kind of is, yeah. A very small, but like I kind of was imagining that she would just tuck neatly into that trope a little bit. I'm actually okay with that because I think that that's a very good... Sometimes tropes are bad and sometimes tropes are... They assist in the storytelling because it gives your audience a shorthand language, right? So like Billy and Mandy and Gaz... I should say Mandy and Gaz, they both have kind of like more mature than their age, which is indicated with the voice, and then they're both kind of like the logical, reasonable, kind of smarter than their like male counterparts. It's kind of a Wednesday Addams mood. Yeah, exactly. So like Vesper is meant to be kind of a shorthand for that. Not in this specific story, but in one of the other stories that I'm hopefully going to do in like a little anthology booklet, she comes across a little friend who is a paranormal investigator. And he is kind of like, he's kind of a cryptid. So he's a paranormal investigator that is himself kind of like paranormal. And he has like a bat head. So he's kind of like a bat person. And he's kind of a himbo. So I kind of wanted that like himbo, smart, tiny girl dynamic. Because that's one of my favorites. So I agree. I think it is a trope, but I think it's a trope in the way that it's a valuable shorthand for me to indicate. Nicholas Milchers, welcome. How are you? How's your Monday going? Welcome on in. I think that there's like I think there's a way of storytelling that includes the valuable tropes and excludes the ones that tend to take from the story without, like, I don't think it cheapens what I'm trying to say, I guess. TLDR. I don't think it cheapens her character to have her be a little bit of a trope. Fine, thank you. It was a long day. Well, I'm sorry it was a long day. That really kind of sucks. I have had a lot of those, especially recently. Hopefully this can be a little bit of a chill place of respite after a long day, though. Did you find us through YouTube, or are you coming over from Twitch? If you don't mind answering. Obviously you don't have to if you're uncomfortable with that. Some people from Twitch have different usernames, is all. Okay, let's check out how that looks without the... Let's see how it looks in the page. It looks okay. I'm gonna watch while I clean up your room. Sweet, Natalie. Well done cleaning your room. Kind of hard to find art. Your stream popped up with the keyboard illustration. Nice! Very cool. Well, welcome on in. I am working on my very first comic ever. We are thumbnailing the 10th page right now. Or not thumbnailing, we're penciling the 10th page right now. I'm about to switch over to inking on page 3 though, because my penciling brain is dying. Takes up kind of a lot of brain space. And inking is a little bit more like texture and I don't know, it activates like a different, like it's like visual instead of, I guess this is also visual. I don't know, it just feels different, has a different, uses different brain space. It looks nice too. Thank you. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. Wait till you see the inked pages. They look freaking dope, if I do say so myself. I have been having so much fun. Okay, now we need to do the fish in the middle here. And the catnip. And I'm going to do, let's see, we're going to indicate some magic bits here. Oh, that's way too small of a brush. Dang. Okay, let's turn on the adjust to size. I think that's in spraying effect. Yeah, there we go. So now it should adjust to the size. Yep, there we go. Sick. So I'm just using this brush to indicate like magic is happening. When we come back to ink it, it's going to be a little different. All right, so we got a page and 2/3 penciled. That's pretty good for today. Let's go look at page 3. So this is kind of like the vibe that the comic is gonna have. It's hard to fit the whole page in here. It's like haunted house meets mad science. Magic! Yes, exactly. That's the magic brush. The brush we use to indicate magic. We are going to put this over here so that I kind of have a reference to keep myself kind of on the right track. Grab our comic inker brush. Oh, my little tabby is snoring in the background. Oh, look at them lines. Thanks, Natalie. I'm actually very, very proud of how this is looking so far. I've been really enjoying working on it. I'm probably going another 15-20 minutes. But I will be back on Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Are we back to standard time? I never can figure that out. Mountain time. Whatever the mountain time is. I rarely know the time and date unless I have like a dentist appointment or something. I just make pretty things. I'm sure a few of you at least can relate. I feel like the covers of this book don't line up, and that's gonna be annoying. Oh, do you guys have that thing when you switch from sketching to actual like inking where you're like, oh no, my ink lines are too sketchy, what the heck happened? What is going on? I don't know. We don't do that BS in Arizona. All kinds of bullshittery, but not daylight savings time. I'm still sad someone sued my state over trying to abolish daylight savings time. That sucks. I hate daylight savings time. I feel like we should just generally get rid of it. What's the point? So dumb. It's such like a leftover bygone era like product. I just don't see the point. I gave that up and just use a pencil brush now. Works fine. That's awesome. What program are you using? Bucky, really? That's insane. Who actually likes daylight savings time? I know. That's actually infuriating that there was one person who was like, no, I love this. That's the definition of like, way to ruin it for literally everyone else. the Clip Club. Nice. We love the Clip Club. I freaking love Clip Studio, especially for this. I think if I was trying to make a comic in Paint Tool SI or Photoshop or Procreate, I would be flipping out by now. These panel boxes are the best thing ever. It's so organized. Great program since ever. Yes, agree. Yep, I like that. That looks nice. How do you do the border break with the bubble? Okay, so there's a couple of ways to do it. Let me pull up a new page and I can demo it really quick. Okay, so this is a basic American Comics format. When is Vesper's birthday? I don't know. I would need to probably come up with an astrological sign for her, like a zodiac sign first. And then pick a date. My like theming kind of makes me want to say October. Why do I feel like I know the date? I want to say it's like she was born on a Friday the 13th. I don't know. So you make a panel border using the paneling tool. Let me bring my tools over so you can actually see what the hell I'm doing here. So there's a little tool like this that has this subtool set. So rectangular frame is normally what I would do right here. And then you can turn the, where did it go? Roundness, you can turn the roundness off. I set up a custom one that matches my comic inking pen. You didn't default to Halloween? It maybe should be. I don't know though. I don't know what zodiac sign that makes her. That might be kind of weird. Okay, so then I'm gonna cut frame. So like say I wanted something like this. Do like that. So it gives me in the layers here. It gives me all these panels, right? So when you go to use the shape bubble tool, you can either bring in a material bubble Or you can use like the bubble brush. So say I'm using this bubble brush, it's going to stick it inside one of these, and I just have been dragging it up to the top. Ten is obviously not big enough for this bubble. And we also probably want it to be white in the middle so we can actually see what we're looking at. So if I go to draw a bubble like here, it's gonna stick it inside the nearest folder, and I've just been dragging it up like that. The other way you can do it, which is kind of what I decided to do, is draw them with the same, because I wanted kind of like wonky bubbles that kind of matched the art. So I've been drawing them by hand. And putting them on top of everything. And then just using my select and fill to kind of put a white background on it. And then I'm just gonna put all the text in this folder too. A Scorpio. You guys had to look it up. Actually, would a person born on Halloween slowly create Vesper with monsters at her birthday party being so common? Maybe. It could happen. Now I just have to remember where all my menus go. No, that was not where that goes. Every time. There we go. So you can see kind of like, I don't know if you guys can see the layer menu still over here. We've just got like this folder that's got the bubbles and this folder that's got the like fill. And then text is gonna go up here. And then it will all just kind of folder down and I can move those all together. Vucky, thank you so much for subbing. I'm glad you're enjoying your time here. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, you can also use, I have a bunch of materials in my materials menu. So like I have a bunch of bubbles saved from the Clip Studio store that you can kind of drag over. If you're just completely uninterested in making your own, which I totally would get. I tried those first because I was like, it would be really convenient if I could just use these. And I've seen a couple of other people on YouTube use them to great effect. It just didn't quite look right. Like my stuff has too many variated lines. I think if I was inking in more of a manga style where it's kind of like most of the lines are not variated too much, I think it would work better. Didn't turn out to be how I wanted to ink this one though, so that's okay. I keep trying to decide if I should draw the fingernails or not. It seems weird, right? Because she's got stubby little like hands. It's so freaking obvious in comics when people use canned stuff on top. Yeah, it kills the immersion. I saw somebody on YouTube. Let me find the creator really quick. I saw somebody on YouTube who was using the canned stuff, but then he was kind of kit bashing. He was kit bashing stuff on top of it. So like he was going through and fixing the lines that he felt like weren't variated enough. So he was just adding a little bit of like the touch of the artist on top of the canned stuff, and that worked really, really well. And then he was also doing like foliage brushes that were hand drawn, and he was kind of like retouching those also. It was ABD Illustrates here on YouTube. He has some very cool like comic making stuff. Doing your own bubbles is the way to go. I feel like it is. I also kind of wanted these like clean borders. Otherwise I would have drawn these also, because you can do it with a ruler. But I kind of wanted them to look clean, at least at the edges, because I knew the middles was going to be kind of like a hot mess, because it always is. I wanted to like incorporate the hot messitude into a little bit cleaner of a... Let's see if that's gonna actually make this look like it's ripping out. Oh, yeah. I like that. That looks nice. Action lines. I feel like this thumb has to have a fingernail. It's too weird to have a close-up and not have that have a fingernail. Also, I feel like that's not the right angle for the thumb. Annoying. Hard to tell if that's better or worse. This is not normally how I draw hands. This is something that I have come up with for this comic specifically because she's such a small character. I needed her to have cute, small, little chubby hands. He's cute because of course he is. Are you talking about ABD Illustrates? His whole channel is adorable, honestly. The like fall themes, the colors, the leaves. I love all of it. Good. It's a great channel. He's an awesome storyteller. I especially like his like Halloween musical posters. That was a cute episode. I feel like I'm not doing this fancy writing more than once. Alright, we're gonna just borrow this. Go down here. Unbelievable. I even made a font for this. Like, not even using it. Freaking comics. I also feel like I've made a terrible, like, canonical decision here to have this be what Vesper's handwriting looks like. There's a future Marina somewhere just banging her head against the wall, like, why? Why did you do this? You imbecile. I wish my handwriting looked like that too. It never does. At least not organically. If I sit down and intentionally write like this, it will. Stop adding curly cues. Okay, we need to turn this off. Oh, I was like, why isn't that working? It's on the wrong layer. Duh. Cool. That looks good. I feel like this needs to go up a little bit. There we go. Just kind of need to see where that was landing. Is that even on model? I feel like that's off model. Let's flip it. Yeah, her eyes are too small. So fix it. This is why we're doing this in so many passes. I'm bad at staying on models, and I want this to be as consistent as I can make it. So multiple passes is the best way for me to get at that. No shame in multiple passes. You are correct. I 100% agree. No shame in multiple passes. Sometimes multiple passes is the best service you can do yourself. Plus, multiple passes allows me to kind of refine the process, and so by the time we get to inking the page that we were sketching today, I'll have all of these pages and all of the pencil pages of practice of staying on this model kind of stacked up behind me. I don't know. It makes for a better end product, in my opinion. For me, for my workflow. Which is another reason that I'm penciling, inking, and coloring as I go rather than doing everything to one step. I'm trying to spread the growth out a little bit so that, like, by the time the whole thing is done, I'm hoping it will look, if not 100% cohesive, at least it will look nice and it will look like it flows. People who go straight from thumbnail to finished inks have been working in the industry for years, and the rest of us get to make multiple passes. Fair. Also, I feel like those people are able to picture what the page is supposed to look like in their head, and I don't have that ability. As we have discussed on nearly every stream ever, I have aphantasia, so anytime I try to picture something, it comes out blurry. I gotta do it on the page. Imagining what a comic page looks like in my brain is a mud puddle. I have to get something on the page and then decide if that's kind of what I wanted or not. It's an A/B process instead of a, like, I've designed this in my brain space and now it is on paper. It's more of a draw a line, does it look cool? Draw a line, does it look cool? Oh yeah, I think we were talking about the advantages of aphantasia, since I was clearly picturing cockroaches everywhere. Gross. Oh no. That sounds like not a fun time. The hand ended up way too big. I love inking this character. Every time I do it, I'm like, oh, she's so cute. This sketch was done before I gave her a neck, though, so we have to retcon a neck in there. She's hella cute. Thank you. I think she's even cuter without her skull fused to her spine. I am a maniac. Also, these are her jammies. I'm so jealous. I want like a little Beetlejuice onesie. She's the fiend I would have wanted for myself at that age, right? And may I just say, what an excellent use of a spooky analog. I appreciate that so much. The only spooky analog that I don't love is boils and ghouls. I think boils and ghouls is disgusting. That's one I will never use. I do use ghoul a lot though, just not boils. Gross. I'm fine with boils and ghouls. I feel like we have to expand it to boils and ghouls and non-binary fiends. I want my spooky analogs to be fully inclusive. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, that's a whole page, guys. Check that shit out. What the hell? I'm so excited. All right, I think it's time to call it for lunch. I want to go play with my Posca pens. I'll have to see if there's a way to set my mirrorless DSLR up as like an overhead streaming camera. I know I can do it on my phone. So we might have to do like an Instagram live or something to do Posca pens. Maybe I can do YouTube live from my phone. I don't know. I'll have to do some testing and figure it out. Because I do have a pretty like decent phone camera. It just wouldn't have this crisp ass audio. We'd have to deal with like the headphones that have an inline mic. Dun dun dun. Hate to see it. Oh man. All right, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. I had a really good time streaming today. We got a page and a half penciled and 2/3 of a page inked, which it's actually probably half the page inked, which I'm hyped about. That's plenty of work. I think it's time for a little break, maybe a sandwich, and I will come back to this afternoon. Add in our text and maybe start coloring, because that sounds kind of fun today. Sandwich, I know, right? Also, I got like chili lime sun chips, which I'm like headed for today, because that sounds delicious. You know me and snacks. I am a snack fiend. So we'll go ahead and end it for today. I am planning on having the thumbnailing video up this week on the YouTube channel right here. And yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. We'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody who subbed to the channel today. Welcome on in. I'm glad you're here. Hope you guys have a good week and a good rest of your day. Bye. Bye, Nicholas. Hope to see you next time.